guys, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home, and in today's video we're going to talk about 4K TVs. A lot of questions and comments have been coming up in my videos about 4K TVs and which brands are good, which style of TV should I buy, all kinds of different questions. What if I have a budget? What's a good low-end 4K TV? There's all sorts of questions that have come up, and so I wanted to create a little bit of a buyer's guide here for all of you. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at premium 4K TVs, stuff from higher end brands, higher end technology, and talk about those and the different technologies you can get, and then also dive into the budget TVs that you can purchase through places like Amazon very easily, but still give you a great experience for under $500 to $600. So we'll break it into two sections. I'll talk about each technology, and I'll also leave all the links down in the top comment. So if you are interested in any of these TVs, check out those links. There'll be links to each one that I talk about. Now, if you are interested in 4K, Blu-ray, home theater, 4K TVs, anything like that, definitely subscribe to the channel. I think you'll like what you see. And if you are new to 4K and you're starting to get into collecting, and that's why you're watching this video to buy a new 4K TV, definitely check out my other videos. There's plenty of reviews and thoughts on different things like the HDR, format war, and why older movies look better in 4K, plus tons of 4K reviews. So I appreciate if you guys would check it out. I think it would be helpful. And all you others out there, definitely leave a like, comment, and let me know what kind of 4K TV you are using in your home theater. I'm interested to hear what other people have. So the first thing I want to talk about is the premium 4K TVs. And I will be doing a lot of talking in this video, but I'll try to put in graphics to explain what I'm talking about as always. And so the premium 4K TV brands in my eyes are LG, Sony, and Samsung, probably in that order. LG is really the OG when it comes to 4K TVs because they kind of pioneered the OLED technology way back in like 2014, 2015, and that has been the standard for 4K TVs ever since. Now, the OLED technology is a panel display that actually allows each pixel to provide its own light. Each pixel is lit individually, 8.3 million pixels all lit individually, and so they can be shut off completely for deep blacks. That's why OLED is so important to 4K, especially with HDR, because the deep blacks and the HDR just display so much better on an OLED TV than they do on other LED or edge-lit TVs. It's just something really nice about the OLED technology. Sony has also gotten into OLED technology, and they've started to release that with their new Bravia line of TVs. So this is the same technology Sony has started to adopt. I believe that they get their panels from LG. I'd have to look into that, or they're getting them from they're licensing that technology basically. And so there's minor differences, but your panel is going to be the same. Same technology, same individually lit pixels. Now, Sony, I've had some quality issues. I had a 1080p 3D TV from them that had some issues with cloudiness and backlighting being really weak. I actually had to trade it in, return it. I got a warranty claim on it. It was not working well at all, and it was getting worse as time went on. So I've had some issues with their quality. Maybe the new OLED panels will be better, but I'm still questionable on them, and I prefer LG for the OLED stuff. Anything I've seen and tested on, obviously I don't own a Best Buy, so I don't have all these TVs to show you, but I've seen plenty of OLED TVs, and I've been in many different demos and seen these things in action, and they are beautiful. The thing is cost. So an LG, say a 55-inch OLED TV, that's probably gonna run you $1,500 at the least. Anything bigger than that, 65 inches, you're pushing $2,000. And I actually saw an 85-inch OLED 4K TV from LG at Costco the other day for $3,000. So they get pricey. Sony is around the same price, gonna be about $1,500 for a 55-inch TV, and then $2,000 and up from there depending on size. Now, the other premium brand I mentioned is Samsung, and they have this QLED technology, which doesn't individually light each pixel, but it has a nice backlit array, and so there's backlighting across the screen. You'll see this in other TVs that I'm going to talk about in the budget series, but I have a Samsung QLED Quantum Dot TV, and the thing I really like about it is the brighter colors. So Samsung claims that it can get over 1 billion shades of color with its quantum dot technology and its quantum processor in these TVs. And so I personally have been getting, first of all, great black levels with the backlit array. I have had no issues with cloudiness or gray uniformity or anything. I get really deep blacks, and that's a reason why when I demoed these against each other 3 years ago when I bought it against LG, I went with the Samsung. Again, budget was also a concern. But the QLED color is what really struck me as being great. It's super bright, really vibrant, helps with the HDR big time. And I do really like the quality of the Samsung displays. They also have this cool kind of connector box, so you're not plugging your inputs right into the TV. You have one box that comes out of the TV, can sit on your TV stand or whatever, and you plug everything into that. So cable management's very easy. Technically, all you have is one power cable and one cable to that connector box. So that's a really nice feature if you're interested. But the big difference between the two, other than display in the OLED versus QLED, is the support for HDR premium formats. Both LG and Sony support Dolby Vision, and that is a huge deal because I've been seeing more and more of these 4K Blu-rays move towards Dolby Vision. That seems to be the way the industry is going. And so I would lean towards getting a Dolby Vision TV if you can. Samsung, on the other hand, as well as a couple other manufacturers and some of the movie studios, are only supporting HDR10+. So it's a different premium HDR format. I don't know as much about it as I do with Dolby. I tend to think Dolby Vision is better, and that's where I run into issues with my reviews, is I have to pop on the projector to get the Dolby Vision. Can't get it on my Samsung TV, so it's a little bit of a pain. But if there is HDR10+, you do get it on the Samsung, and HDR10 is playable on any of these TVs, which is just the standard HDR format. So that's something to keep in mind. If you like Dolby Vision, you're gonna have to go with LG or Sony. If you don't care about that, you can go with Samsung. The other big difference is price. The Samsung QLED, you can get a 55-inch display with 8 backlit zones, which is fairly decent. I have one with more backlit zones than that. I paid about $1,000 for 55-inch. You can get these for $800. Of course, it's not gonna be OLED. It's half the cost, right? So don't expect this amazing, perfect 4K picture, but I prefer the colors on the QLED to the OLED for some reason. It's just always been my personal preference, and color always meant more to me than the deepest blacks, because I'm getting really good black levels on my Samsung. So it's just a matter of personal preference, but as always, the LG OLED is going to be your premium, top of the line, high-end TV. If money is no issue, that's the one to go with. Also, it'd be interesting to see what Sony does. I'm still kind of jury's out on them. And if money is a bit of an issue and you're more in that $800 to $1,000 range, I do think the Samsung QLED is a very good TV for the price. Just make sure you get the right model. There's different levels to it, and the higher up you go, you get better backlighting, and that's a big deal. So you're gonna wanna make sure you don't buy just the low-end model, which you can probably get for $500 or $600. Splurge a little bit, go for the $800, $900 model. I think you'll really like it. One thing to note with the OLED TVs, make sure you don't burn in the picture. That's been an issue because of the way these pixels work. You can really, if you stay on like a paused screen for too long, it can burn into the display. That's been a real issue with OLED TVs that they're trying to work on, but just something to be mindful of. If you're gonna pause a movie, I'd probably shut your screen off because you don't want that picture to burn in anywhere and then obviously affect all future movies and content you watch on that TV. So now for budget TVs, I've got 3 different options I've pulled here from 3 different brands which I trust in this budget zone. I've got one from Vizio, one from TCL, and one from Hisense. So the Vizio TV series I'm going to cover here is the M series, which has backlit array very similar to the Samsung QLED. So that's a good thing. You're going to get better black levels. It also has their quantum color technology, which is similar to quantum dot, not as good, and so it's definitely, more on the budget side of things. But for $500, you can get a 55-inch TV with HDR, with Dolby Vision, with the backlit array. It's not going to be as good on color. It's not as good on build quality, in my opinion. I've had some issues with Vizio in the past, had to return some, didn't really like their panels, but I've heard good things about the M series. You can also check out their P series if you're willing to spend a little bit more. That's a more premium line, but their M series for $500 is a pretty good starter TV. It has a lot of nice features on it, but it isn't the TV that I would select as a budget under $500 person. I would be looking more at the TCL or the Hisense. So the TCL 6 series 4K TV is what I'm going to highlight here. This 55-inch model is $599, so it's solidly in that kind of budget price range. And it has HDR with Dolby Vision. Also has their QLED technology, which, again, not as nice as Samsung's, but delivers a really nice picture. I have a family member who has one of these TCL TVs, and it is very bright, very high brightness, popping with color. That's one thing some people complain about with Samsung too, is that it almost looks fake. It's too much color, it's too much brightness. If you calibrate it right, you'll be okay. Same thing here with the TCL. It can look a little fake, a little too bright, a little too much color, but if you calibrate it right, the color's really nice. Now, where you're going to run into issues again is with the black levels, the backlighting, not as good as the OLED or even the backlit array on some of these other TVs. But if your primary focus is color and you are going to be in a blacked out room, this TCL Series 6 is a very nice option for $600. Also comes with Roku TV built in, which is a really nice feature I appreciate. It automatically gives you a smart TV, which most TVs now are, but the Roku is not Android TV or Apple TV or anything that's tied into an ecosystem. It's just Roku, and so you can get any kind of app. There's no real, limitations in the App Store, and so I like the Roku TV and the interface they have on the TCL. Now, the last option, if you're really on a budget, you got to be under $500, there's a great 4K TV for you, and it's $399 right now on Amazon. It is the Hisense 55-inch TV, which I'm going to show you here with ULED technology. Not really sure what that means. Obviously, it's supposed to be their sort of LED panel display processor. It's all about the processor and the software and how they render colors and all that. It's not going to be as good as QLED. It's not going to be nearly as good as OLED, but remember, you're paying $400. This also has Android TV, nice feature to have, and 4K HDR with Dolby Vision. So for $400, you can get a 55-inch TV with Dolby Vision, 4K, with some pretty nice colors, and it's gotten some really good reviews. Now, this is the only one I haven't been able to see in person, but based on the reviews and everything I've read online, it seems like a really good deal for $400. It comes with some great features, and it seems like the perfect budget TV for somebody who's just starting out into 4K. Maybe you just started a collection. You could get this TV plus a 4K player for right around $500 and be off to the races with your, starts of a home theater, starts of a 4K collection. So that's a really, really nice option if you're on a budget. I don't know much about Hisense and their warranties or their quality, but I have heard good reviews about the panel. And like I said, it's a starter TV. The goal would be to upgrade to something like a Samsung or eventually to an LG or a Sony OLED down the line. But this will get you started with the very nice picture and that Dolby Vision technology, which everybody's looking for at this point. So that's about it for this video. Hopefully that was helpful. I'm going to leave links to all these TVs down in the description. I ran through this a little bit quick, I know, but I didn't want to talk forever. There's a lot to be said about different 4K TVs and what you can buy, but I just wanted to touch briefly on each different price range and the different features available on these premium and budget TVs. I think there's a TV for everybody out there if you're looking for 4K and you want that Dolby Vision. The nice thing is that even these budget TVs are carrying Dolby Vision. That does seem to be the way the industry is moving, and so I would go with Dolby Vision if you can. I personally am looking to upgrade to an LG OLED in the very near future. I'm trying to get a better picture quality and get that OLED in my home theater. I think I'll really like it. So that is the way to go if your money is no issue and maybe you have a display to sell, like I'm going to sell my Samsung to upgrade to LG, so that'll offset the cost a little bit. If that's not an issue, go with the LG OLED. That's still top of the line. Sony's number 2, followed by Samsung, and then you have these 3 budget TVs, which are very, very good for the price point. I highly recommend them if you need something under $500, $600. So thank you for watching. Hopefully that was helpful. Like I said, links down below to all the TVs. Definitely remember to follow me on Instagram, check out my merchandise, all my other Amazon links to help you get started with your 4K home theater. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be back soon with more content. Thank you for watching.